So I'm starting off by creating a base for my eyeshadow, and I'm using my Maybelline concealer, the Fit Me concealer in the shade 30. With this type of look, I recommend that you start off with your eyeshadow first anyways, because you're really not going to be doing brows or anything. But I do want to define my eyebrows still, so I just carved them out a little bit with my concealer brush, and now I'm just going to blend it in so it looks nice and smooth. And I'm setting that with the Airspun translucent setting powder. And I'm going to take that orange shade from my Jaclyn Hill palette, and I'm going to use that I guess as like a transition color. And when I take this color, I'm going to make sure to bring it all the way to basically my inner eye socket. I don't know what you want to call it, but yeah, I'm just going to bring it there. And I really want to make it bold and defined in that area, just because, well, you're going to see later on it's going to come through. So then I'm going into Jaclyn Hill Black Magic palette, and I'm going to take that brown shade, and I'm going to basically blend it and pack it on my outer corner on both sides, and I'm going to bring it far up. With this, I wasn't trying to be too perfect or anything because it is Halloween. So then I'm going into that green shade, which is Poison, and I'm going to apply that in my inner corner. And I'm going to do the same thing, just bring it up and let it go wherever. Going back into the Jaclyn Hill palette, I'm going to take that gold shade, which is Queen, and I'm just going to apply it on the center of my lid with my finger. And I'm using a Can't Stop Won't Stop foundation. So I decided to go in with this foundation because I feel like it's a shade lighter than my skin tone, and I'm going to be a skull, so I want that ashy type of tone anyways. And I just took that shade from the Black Magic palette, and I put it on top of the gold shade, but I brought it all the way up to basically my brow. And now I'm highlighting or concealing with the Maybelline Pro Concealer in the shade Honey. You know, I mean, my skull needs to be popping in some type of way, you know. No, I'm just kidding. This is actually my first time creating a skull, and no lie, the inspiration came from Nikki Tutorials, like the way she did her eyes and stuff. So I wanted to try it. Now that I actually did the skull and recorded it or whatever, or had like a practice run, I feel like I can get it better just because I know what I'm doing, because I learned from my mistakes. But I actually like putting videos out there when it's like my first time trying something, because I know a lot of times people are kind of discouraged from doing stuff just because they've never done it, and it's just basically like, girl, just do it, okay? Because it's just gonna come out good. I mean, all you gotta do is try, and if you don't like it, you'll learn from your mistakes and just do it again. So I just set my face with the Airspun translucent setting powder, I'm using the black shade from the Lorac Pro Matte palette. And when you're doing the eye socket, you want to make sure that when you basically bringing it down your nose, that you're starting from the bottom of your brow and not the top part of your brow, because that's the way that Nikki did it. Now I'm just filling in my eyebrows, and I'm also going to go back into the Jaclyn Hill palette, and this is the reason why I said I wanted it to be nice and bold in the inner part, because I'm taking that orange shade, or my transition shade, and I'm using that to carve out my forehead, or like the frown that the skull usually gives you. So I just kind of curved around my eyebrow a little bit. I didn't bring it too far up, and now I'm just going back in and I'm going over everything, making sure that my lines are nice and clean and nice and defined and nice and dark, and that my brows are filled in. And I also filled in my brows with the eyeshadow, so I didn't do anything really special for my brows. Now going back into that matte, I don't know why I always want to call it matte, going back into that Lorac Pro Matte palette, I'm going to be taking that brown shade, which is chocolate, and I'm going to shade in, going inwards inside of the circle. And I'm also going to take the black shade, but when I apply the black, I'm going to be closer to the line that I created. And I shaded almost the whole circle that I created. I didn't shade underneath my eyebrows. I just basically shade on the side of my eyes and underneath my eyes inside the circle. So now I'm just taking this metallic black eyeliner from Wet n Wild, I believe it is, and I just traced over that line that I created for the eye sockets. And now going back into that black eyeshadow, I'm gonna start carving out my cheekbone. I don't know what this part is called, but yeah, so I'm just carving it out, and I'm gonna shade it in a little bit with the black, and then I'm gonna go into that brown shade that I use, and I'm gonna shade it in with the brown, bringing it down a little bit further. And I'm also gonna go into that orange shade that I use for my transition shade, which is the shade that I use for the frown, and I'm gonna basically blend it out a little bit and bring it down just a little bit further, just so it can create that little depth and make it look like my jaws is basically sucked in, you know. So I'm taking that metallic eyeliner again, and I'm using that to basically outline my teeth. Now this part was the most challenging part for me. I'm not even gonna front, y'all, and it's because I had no idea how to do the lips. I've watched people do it on YouTube, but when it came to do it myself, it was so hard because it just did not look the same. So I was kind of just all over the place. I drew some lines, and then I did the black part on my lips, and then I went back to drawing lines again. I just felt like it was just all over the place, and at this point I was feeling a little discouraged, but I just said, you know what, I'm gonna keep going. So then I just took this white eyeliner and I filled in the lines, and it was still looking a complete mess to me, but it was starting to come through. But I just felt like, okay, this is the end, bitch. Like, what have you done? You done messed up all the way down. But you know what, I just gave it a break so I wouldn't get frustrated and give up. So I just went to the nose, and when you do this, you just basically want to put one line higher than the other and then trace out a circle. That's it. And then I'm gonna fill that in with that black shade that I used from that Lorac Pro palette. And when I filled in the circle, I made sure to go around my nostrils too, just so it wouldn't be any skin left. Basically, I wanted it to, you know, be nice and cute or whatever. Still feeling a little discouraged about the teeth, I went back in with that metallic eyeliner, and I just started putting these little swiggly things on my face just because I felt like something was missing. It was a little bit too plain, and it probably had something to do with the teeth. I'm not even gonna lie, I really wasn't feeling it, so I was just trying to decorate. And I also went in with their gold metallic eyeliner. At this point, y'all, I'm just trying to figure out what is missing, because I felt like something is missing, and I'm just trying to basically make it come to life and, you know, create something that I actually like. So I decided to go back into the teeth because it still wasn't working for me, and I took that brown shade and I just shaded in between the teeth, and this right here is what actually brought the teeth together. So after shading, I used my hand and wiped the white part a little bit, and it basically blended it into my face, and it gave that teeth effect. So if you're doing this and you're feeling like, you know what, it's just fucked up, just go ahead and shade around your teeth so it creates some definition, and then blend it out with your finger, and I'm pretty sure that is going to fix the problem. So I just went around that little design or whatever it is that I put on my face. I went around that with that same brown eyeshadow just to give it that grungy type of look. And you know, my skull had to have some highlight, so I went in with my favorite highlight, which is a Sophie X Revolution highlight, okay? Because you know she got to be popping. Even though she dead, she still got to be cute because she came to slay, she came to party. Taking that brown eyeshadow once again, I'm just gonna carve out my neck using my natural lining and my collarbone, and blend that out with my finger. And I believe I did go in with just a tad bit of black, just so you know it just looks right and it matches my face. And I just created that design all over my neck and chest too, just so it matches my face. And now I'm going in with some mascara, and I just applied some false lashes to my lower lash line, and these are the Ardell lashes, and they are the size medium. So this is my finished skull, you guys. I hope you guys enjoyed watching. Like I said, I was a little discouraged, but it all came through. Thank you guys for watching, and don't forget to like and subscribe, and I'll see you guys in my next video.